So, here's an exercise. I want you to think about a moment where you experienced joy, no matter how small. Now think of a moment that you purposefully chose to do something because you knew it would bring you joy. If that last statement was a little bit more difficult, then don't worry, I'm here. I'm going to take you through it all. And I want to start with a little participation. So on the count of 3, I want you all to smile at me. As fake as you want it to be, or as real as you want it to be. Okay? In 1, 2, 3. Wow. That's something. So joy is one of the core emotions that we experience. And yet, I've always been asked, why are you so happy? But why would I ever choose to be purposefully unhappy? In our lifetime, it's easy to contemplate our goals, successes, and aspirations. But what if we considered that everything we do is to be happy? You want that perfect job? It's to be happy. Want that perfect family? To be happy. Want an extensive collection of puffy dresses? It's to be happy. To lead a happy life means you are psychologically rich. So if our true meaning is to experience happiness, why can that be so difficult? I'm often referred to as overly happy, a ray of sunshine, an embodiment of childhood, which is interesting. Children have a natural instinct to experience joy. So what happens to us adults? What makes us so boring? I'm going to explore the methods that I have used within personal experiences to spark joy and implement happiness into my life. So, how can we hack the joy system? Well, it's actually quite simple. It's action. So let's start with the yes man instinct. The ability to instinctually see opportunity and take it. How that manifestation of potential can lead you on to an exciting series of events. When I finished my A-levels, I was not sure what I quite wanted to do. So I decided to pursue a career as a nail technician. However, despite my successes and completion of the course, I failed to be accepted into the next level. Now, I could not quite see the reasons as to why, but I guess the signs were quite literally on the wall. I was heartbroken by this decision and argued that my skills should be valued despite my more unique approach. A lady at the college then sat me down and she said, "What about university?" Now, at the time, I'd ruled that out. I was a no man. But it definitely sparked a what-if moment in me. So instead of feeling disheartened by my failures, I decided to apply for university to pursue my love of games. But even then, it was not easy. I was rejected. And despite that, I did not give up. So I actually called the university over 10 times. And in the end, they turned around to me and they said, "If we let you speak to the course director, will you please stop calling us?" I obliged. And after a 40-minute conversation, I had a place at university. I recall him saying, "I admire your sheer determination and enthusiasm, and I think you'll be great." And I thank him to this day. This optimism followed me. When I finished my bachelor's degree, I found myself contemplating my next stage in life. Yes, that is a Pac-Man dress. While in a trampoline park with my friends, I overheard them talking about a master's degree. They were surprised at my interest of it. So I applied. And once finishing my master's degree, I went to congratulate my friend, who turned to me and said, "I'm thinking of doing a PhD." And I looked at him and said, "That sounds fun." I have no idea why I thought that. So I applied. And now I'm a doctor in games, specializing in virtual reality and haptic technologies. Do you see a pattern? Aside from the fact I'm a massive poser. But once I see the potential of opportunity, I have a power to become overly optimistic. This will not always give you the best result, but it will likely give you a result that it will experience joy. And that optimism holds a lot of power. a power to see the glass half full, a power that makes you want to dance in the rain, and a power that helps you act. Now, experiencing joy and happiness is great, but the chain reaction is even better. You have a multitude of opportunities to dispense joy and happiness onto someone else, a loved one, a friend, or even a total stranger. We have a free source of valuable currency, joy. A smile or laugh is the most infectious act a human can reciprocate. I still remember a moment that I had as an insecure teenager. I was in a retail shop, and a boy approached me, and he gave me a compliment. "You were really beautiful." It was a bit of a shock, because I'd not let myself feel like that. I feel like I didn't deserve that in that moment in time, which made me really believe in the power of gifting that moment of joy to somebody. So I challenge you, give someone a compliment today. See their face light up. That is free joy that you have just gifted. And that's a power move, might I say. And if it's your partner and they reply with something to the effect of, "What have you done?" maybe you should consider your current habits. Let someone else potentially experience what I needed to in that moment in time. Now, I have a lot of people say to me, "How do you always manage to do the things you say you do?" And this is where manifestation comes into play. The ability to constantly strive and have a positive strive for what I want led me to success. And this is not just seen in the typical assets, such as a house or a car, but a giant candy cart in my living room that brings me joy every single day. If you want something, you have to start somewhere. If you want to do some DIY, you make an inspiration board. If you want to create digital art, you create a mood board. If you want a Shiba Inu, you will have one in a video game until it appears to you in real life. So this is honey. If you want something, you must nurture that spark and let that manifest your motivation. Because surprisingly, that spark is joy. So I make a conscious effort to fill my life with all of the things that bring me joy. Joy is a great indicator on what to include in our lives. The next time you decide to declutter your home, I really highly recommend the specific method of, does it spark joy? Because then you'll slowly surround yourself in a world full of light in however way that you perceive that. Now, not everyone can act as impulsively as me, so some may be afraid of the judgment of others. But quite frankly, not caring in their judgment is quite freeing. And being a little weird is what makes you, you. Manifesting the things that make you feel happiness has led me to new heights of creativity, knowledge, resilience, and letting judgment dictate how you see joy only limits your ability to experience joy. So, how can you do that? Well, of course, this is something personal to the individual. However, I do want to share with you an absolute cheat sheet. The heart. I purchased this online, but it posed unbelievable value as this offers a breakdown of the different chemicals that our brain can experience for a positive experience. This includes dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. I strongly recommend researching how you can trigger those chemicals, as they are personal to the individual. But I will make a conscious effort to tick off at least one of these things every single day. And this provides me with a constant flow to cultivate joy into my life. From the first sip of fresh coffee, which I did, to doing a bucket list talk on stage. Now, you'll be excited to know that there is a beginner package of joy. So one of my favorite things that I love to say to people is, don't forget to sunflower. And it's when you go outside or up to a window, hopefully it's sunny, and you just let the warmth of the sun. Feel your skin on your skin. Now, did you know that the sun increases your serotonin levels, which helps boost your mood? It helps to calm you, and it even helps with focusing. Exercise. It's also a great hack for happiness, as it releases endorphins, which is a mood accelerator. And sleep. Oh, don't underestimate sleep. I do not wish to admit how this might have gone if I didn't get my 8 hours. Now, one thing I want to highlight is that positive emotions come from practice, the conscious effort to pursue. It is important to explore and nurture your inner child and find what sparks joy in you. Expand your curiosities and encourage play to discover new experiences, no matter what your age. Joy is a skill, a practice that requires your contribution to receive as an outcome. So how can we plan for joy? Well, I create a list. It's actually on my phone. It's a very big list. And it's all the things that I want to experience because they bring me joy. One was to become a doctor. Nailed it. And yes, that is a sonic screwdriver that I'm holding. Another thing on my list is to do the zip line in Wales. Nah, I got you there. That's pending for June 2025, but it is booked. Another thing that I wrote on there is go to the beach, find a pretty rock. Now, you might think that sounds a little bit ridiculous, but I'm actively paying attention to the list and consciously allowing myself, no matter how big or small, to pursue it because they bring me joy. So allow yourself the treats that will make you feel special, that will provide that little hee-hee moment. And don't forget to consider that for other people too. Buying your friend their favorite bag of sweeties. I guarantee the childlike instinct will kick in then. It's easy for our busy lives, stresses, pressures, to distract us from the joy that we deserve. So the structure can help you and remind you to always prioritize and not underestimate the impact that this can make to lead a fulfilling life. This way, you can explore your true capacity for joy. Happiness is what we always try to seek, yet we never consider joy is the act and happiness is the outcome. Joy is personal, too. So when you want to get to know somebody, instead of asking them, so, what do you do for work? How about we ask them, so, what brings you joy? What sparks joy in you? I feel as though that's something you would see a child ask another child. Yet as adults, we can sometimes forget that that is what we still are, that inner child that wants to experience joy. So next time you walk past flowers, don't rush, look at them. Better yet, admire them. This is a really nice tree that I saw on a walk recently. I took a picture of it because I thought it was pretty. It's pink. I like pink. And I wanted to capture that moment. So I took that picture so I could look back on it and think, that's a nice tree. But there's many ways that you can do this. Smile at somebody, compliment them. We've been through this. Say yes to something new. And wear the puffy dress. Joy is all around us. It just needs a little invitation. Do not leave the opportunity of joy to chance. The key to joy is to spark, build, and spread. So on that, I have a little more contribution from you guys. On the count of 3, I want you to give me your most genuine, big smile, hopefully from this talk. And we'll do it in 1, 2, 3. Amazing. You're all beautiful. Incredible. And well done. Congratulations. You have officially hacked the joy system. Thank you.